have a great time.
We're
How's
just
everyone's quarantine?
how's everyone doing at home? We know you're at home. Okay. The recording should be working now. I hope. Or fuck it. You know what? Lost episode. I don't give a
Whatever
shit.
happens, happens.
I
If you
really
like
don't
it
give
more,
a
good
shit.
for you.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. All right, I'm going to do an intro so that we have an intro. Hi.
Hate that so
That's
much.
the worst. Hi. Uh, we're live on Twitch. It's the Emo Social Club podcast. It's Brian.
It's Lizzie.
Did you forget your name? Uh, we're here and we're just hanging out. We're just chatting. We're just catching up. We're just hanging out. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll probably call you out if you chat us because I'm gonna say hi to Dashni right now. Hi, Dashni. Lizzie, you have stopped because your internet has slowed, so it is just me right now. Oh boy.
Can you hear me? I,
Yeah,
I hear you just fine.
yeah, you're coming back, but
Oh
yeah.
no. Oh.
Oh, great. This is why we do this for the first time, to figure it all out as we go.
Yeah, it's okay. We're troubleshooting.
Yeah.
We're testing out the waters to see what happens.
Big water testers.
Oh,
Um, we have decided to do this live and to hang out and to be in front of people because that's what everyone's doing right now. Like that seems to be the thing, right? Like everybody's
it's hit.
online.
It's happening. I think everybody has at least had one or two Zoom or Skype or FaceTime sessions
Yeah.
with their boys.
The boys. Yeah,
The
I've done a
boys.
couple like Jackbox hangouts, which is like the big thing that everybody's doing now. So everybody will just look. Let me just say that I've had multiple people reach out and ask questions of like, how do I stream Jackbox on, like, how do I play Jackbox with my friends on Zoom? And it's like, is it on your computer? And they're like, no, it's on like my Switch or my Apple TV or something like that. And I'm like, well, then you kind of can't unless like
Unless
that.
you have those components.
Yeah. So I, in all of my brilliance of predicting that I was going to be a Twitch streamer, right, bought all this stuff and like have this whole setup and realized that like I'm doing it, I'm streaming to my friends, I'm hanging out with my friends on Jackbox, but like that's it. And I'm like, cool, I spent all this money to just basically hang out with my friends this one time in life, expecting that it's ever going to happen again.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, who knows? It may be for the rest of the year at this
I
point.
mean, who knows? Yeah. I guess it could be, yeah. I guess this could be forever. This is our new normal. But at the very least, like, gotta use it. Like, gotta do something with it. Like, can't just like sit here and play with my friends and then like not do anything that I was supposed to do. So a little bit of this is like, let's get on Twitch, let's actually stream, let's use like the stuff that I bought that I can do this with because everybody else right now is, and let's be one of those people. Um, that was my thought. I I also am like really like thinking about what this like streaming culture is right now and what it's going to be after all of this. Like so everybody was doing whatever they were doing. Everything was just fragmented, everybody was out, everybody was some people were online, some people were gaming, people were watching Netflix, whatever, you know, right? It's like everybody's doing everything. Now we've like cut off so much shit that like everyone is just doing the online shit. But then everybody's like, well, I can't like host an event live in person. I can't be there with all my friends in person. So I'll just do it all online. And everybody's figuring it out right now. And so everyone who's doing like fitness classes online or streaming like DJ sets and all that, it's like, yeah, you're doing that right now. And it's like, you should be A, doing this all the time, but also B, if you started doing this after all this, like, is anyone going to pay any attention to you? Or is everybody just going to be like, cool, I just watched everything that Netflix has. I got to the final screen of Netflix. They ran the credits on Netflix. And now I'm going to spend the rest of my life outside. I'm going to live in the forest and become one with nature. I'm never going back inside.
What are you, fucking Jeff Kerouac or Henry David Thoreau? Jesus Christ.
Do you just fucking like throw out like hipster ass book?
I'm sorry, I learned about them in high school. I was in an advanced English class.
Okay, I get you. I see who you are. But yeah, I think that that's like gonna be what happens after all this. Is like we're all gonna go outside and be like, "Oh, this is better."
I think we're gonna go outside and we're gonna digress to the whole like I don't need my phone anymore. I don't need technology, and then go
Yeah,
back to like the fucking early 2000s when nobody had like actual phones,
yeah,
and it was like few and far between that people actually had like the big like Nokia brick phones,
yeah,
and like that was it. Or like if you're a business person, you have like a BlackBerry and that's it.
yeah. It's. I don't think that like what we're doing now is going to continue, which makes me so concerned as online creators, right? Like we make a podcast and people are like, "Hey, I love you guys. Fuck your podcast. I
Well,
don't want to listen to media
I
anymore."
think the only thing that's gonna be a saving grace is the fact that like people still want to listen to music, and like you can't bring your vinyl, you can't bring your fucking record player. I mean, some people can bring your record player, but mine is static and
On your
spinning.
shoulders.
I'm like, hey guys, what's up? It's like the '80s all over again, but with like a big boombox. It's just a vinyl
Yeah.
player. It's like a shitty little
The
closet
movie
or
Say
whatever.
Anything actually happens again. It's not just like some dude with his iPod
But
or
it's
I.
the legit like indie kid version though. God, I fucking would hate that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be so mad.
I think if somebody stood outside my window and threw pebbles at my window and held the fucking record player, I think I would just throw something at them.
I mean,
I'd be like,
first of
stop, stop, we're
yeah.
done.
Uh, I mean, I live on a third floor. Do you live on a? Are you like on the ground floor or are you like upper floor?
No, I'm on the second floor. So
Okay.
you have to go like in between my house and the
Yeah.
other house that's next to us.
Yeah.
So you would also have to like kind of like sneak onto my like lawn and
Yeah.
like almost in my backyard, which don't fucking do that. That's weird.
I mean, no one said they were gonna do it.
I mean, I don't know. Like I live in fucking suburbia. I got weird people from high school hitting me up already. All right,
People are real
I don't
bored
need that.
in the suburbia.
How they are.
Uh,
And
yeah.
there's people fishing in our downtown area.
Oh,
I don't know why, but
you know, you
fishing during
gotta.
a pandemic, I guess, is very therapeutic.
I guess.
Is
I mean,
anyone else fishing during a pandemic? Doing anything fucking weird outside? I just want to
has
know.
has anyone decided to lean into being really fucking weird during this time?
Like they're really just taking it for the moment.
Yeah. I yeah, I think that I was very ready to stay inside and have enjoyed uh seclusion and breathing only my own air because I haven't opened the windows because it's been too cold. Uh so I was fairly ready for this situation. So no, I haven't done anything weird. But in a way, isn't everything I just said super weird?
I mean, in theory, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the fact that so many people are like, yeah, I like want to be at home all the time, like is very strange to me. So me just being home so many days that I still don't have to go into work a week is too much for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an introvert when it comes to talking to people. I really don't know if I don't have my business cards with me, but everything else in life I'm fine with as an extrovert. So
So at this point in your life, you don't have the ability to hand your business card to somebody to
it's
strike
very
up a
bad. It's
conversation.
very bad. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad everything shut down because I just wouldn't fucking talk to anybody at that point.
Oh boy, Lizzie. Yeah, well, I'm glad that we are online and we are streaming and there are people here. Again, if you are joining us on Twitch, feel free to ask us anything to talk about because this is just a
This is
yeah.
a well, what happens. You have something you want us to talk about? You know, we can put our 2 cents in on whatever the fuck it is.
I'll put on 1 cent, you put on the other.
Okay, it's like the two brain cells we share.
That is exactly how I feel. I feel like I am one brain cell.
It was when we were at like Lala and we both had to share like what half a brain cell.
Oh my god. Yeah. Whew. Looking forward to Lala this year.
If it
So
happens.
it'll happen.
I mean, I will say before I got fired from my one radio station job,
Which we
Lala
should
was
talk about on
supposed to.
this.
Yeah, and this whole entire a lot of people are losing their jobs. I mean, my one job at the music radio station I worked at was all events based, and obviously there's no fucking events. And they called us and they said, we didn't budget basically to pay you guys past the 27th of April, so peace out.
God.
Um, so I'm still in the newsroom working there, so that's chill. I'm grateful for it. Definitely deserve hazard pay though, because I got to go down to the city
Yeah.
3 or so days a week. And they just found coronavirus case in my office, and then they said, yeah, she's still gonna come in. So,
Oh boy.
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
anyway, it
So
sucks.
Lizzie is bored and hazardous.
Hazardous, basically. I mean, I'm here with like the 6 other people in my family, so
Oh
that
yeah.
everyone's hazardous now.
Oh my god, yeah. You're quarantined with like everybody.
Yeah, my 3 younger siblings, my parents, and my grandpa.
Oh my
So,
god.
and we haven't been together in the house like this all at once since we lived in a bigger house
Yeah.
like a year ago. So
Uh,
it's definitely an adjustment.
yeah. um Also just want to mention before I'll just mention it doesn't matter. It's before anything. Like we're just hanging out. Like, you know what? I'm just going to mention this before we say something else. Um so our karaoke event at the end of April this
April.
month will be postponed. We just got that email earlier today. Um, so it was going to be on April 29th. We don't have a new date for it yet. Obviously, everything is just entirely up in the air in every capacity. But we were thinking about some other way to do something that day. It was going to be a fundraiser for Sunrise Movement, which we still believe that Sunrise Movement needs money. Sunrise Movement needs
Yeah.
donations, especially when they can't do any gatherings or any organizing or anything like that right now. So we still believe that they need something, and we still want to support them in some way. We're gonna do a physical event, physical emo karaoke with them, but maybe we could find some other way of doing a event on that date. Probably live streamed like this or something. We don't know yet. It just happened today, and obviously we've been building up to just doing this live stream as it is and figuring this out. So we will be in touch. Please follow us on all of the social medias that you partake in. And then,
Or hardly partake in. Just it's nice.
yeah. Uh,
Have,
yeah,
have,
so we'll announce something when we have more. Thinking about conceptualizing a online karaoke event, streamed karaoke event, and figuring out how we could possibly do that. Which I don't know. I have no idea. We'll find a way. We'll figure out something.
but if anybody else has something they would prefer to watch and hang out with, that maybe isn't that, because I also am not sure how that would generally play out. Let us know, and then
Yeah.
we can kind of do some research and find out whatever is working for people, and what people prefer. Because we're still pretty new to doing a lot of this video live streaming, obviously, like a lot of other people. So,
Yeah.
if there's anything in particular that you've seen or experienced that you typically enjoy and have stayed around to watch for maybe more than an hour or at least a fucking hour, let us know.
Yeah. So that's the main thing, obviously, is that we will not be doing a physical live event. We may also just continue doing streams like this. We're going to try to get guests on and have conversations with different people, bands that are not able to tour right now, not able to go out on the road, and are not making any money. Friends of ours in the bar industry, the restaurant industry, any service industry like that. We have a lot of friends right now that are unable to work. There are a ton of resources that have come out in the last week, 2 weeks, I guess. What day is it? So we also want to find a way of like using this platform to give back to those people, our friends and our colleagues that work in those industries. So we are still working on figuring that out, but I know we have some resources that we can share out after this. We just like built a whole like thing of all the
Yeah.
people that we know that are struggling.
And
So when
if you
this
have
is
any other, places that maybe we didn't put, it's like a big like Excel spreadsheet. Let us know and
yeah
send it to us, and we'll throw it out on there. We tried to
yeah
find as much as we could and like saved as much because everyone was kind of coming out haphazardly with it.
yeah
So obviously we probably missed some people here and there. So if there's anything specific, like a restaurant or a bar you really enjoy, or a band or a music venue or whatever that we didn't include, let us know. I also threw in like a handful of coffee shops that I found
hmm
that are also looking for assistance because of somebody who spends most of my income on coffee and music.
true.
It's very important to me.
Yeah, I just opened it just to read off like some of the people who we have written down, and Jesus Christ, you added so many things to
I
this.
had a bunch saved, and then I didn't have anything to do for an hour during my newsroom shift at like 4 in the morning. So that's what
Yeah,
happened.
fair. So just to shout out a few, we will put a number of links. Probably just give like this Google Doc in our podcast notes in our socials after this comes out as an episode. But for example, Riot Fest put out a whole list of all of the music venues and all of their GoFundMe's. That includes places like Bottom Lounge, Reggie's, Beat Kitchen. Uh, sorry, this is not
That's
organized
a lot
by
of
who.
people.
Talia
Yeah.
Hall, Sub T. There are also relief funds for artists and restaurants. Um, yeah, a lot of bands, a lot of our friends in different bands, such as Sleep On It, Harm's Way, uh, Cliffhanger, Farhampton, all these stuff. Yeah, it's just so many names.
There's a lot of bands that I was able to find too, but if we missed your band, let us know. In
Yeah.
the Chicago area, I know a lot of people are still sending out merch if they're able to. I also want to give a shout out to the band Fredo Disco because they're in Downers Grove actually here,
Mhm.
and their singer has coronavirus right
Oh
now.
shit.
So
Oh shit.
yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're wondering how it's impacting the scene in some ways, that's one way. If you don't know who Fredo Disco is, it's kind of like I don't know. I really like it. It's very like poppy and fun and kind of
Mhm.
sarcastic. But I definitely listen to it and I'm like, I think I'm a little too old to understand to like really vibe with what you're talking about. But I really like it because it sounds great and they put on a
Yeah.
great show. But also just to mention, the lead singer Fountains of Wayne just passed away too from coronavirus.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah,
Wow.
and he was only like 52. So
Yeah.
again, if you think that this is really, I mean, I know that 52 to some people is very old, or but he doesn't really fall in that whole like the most vulnerable
Oh yeah.
areas. So if you're so not taking this fucking seriously, take it fucking seriously,
Take it seriously.
please.
I also want to give a positive shout out to Harm's Way, who they are still selling their merch. The best way to support them is buying their merch. They have their singer's mom shipping it all from her
Awesome.
house. So she packages it all and ships it out herself. It is the cutest, most adorable thing that I could imagine for one of the most like brutal hardcore bands that you could picture. So that's fucking great. I love it so much. Um, yeah, so we will post that in the notes for this podcast when it is posted. Please check out the sheet and support bands, venues, everything. If you're watching or listening to this outside of Chicago, it is primarily Chicago focused because that's where we're from. So obviously, if you live somewhere else, we don't necessarily know all the resources that you have, but I am guaranteeing you that there are some. And if you are in a position to support anybody who is a small business, a small restaurant, a small company that is doing their own thing. I include bands and companies because a lot of them are, their income is based on them actually producing a show or merch for you. If you're in a position to give money to that, then please do. I speaking of work from before, I am currently still working from home. I've been working from home now for about 3 weeks, and I haven't set foot outside for much of it, except maybe to like take out the trash. So I definitely am in a position to support. So I am doing my part as far as my friends' bands and the restaurants and donating. So I would encourage everybody else to do the same.
And a lot of your, if you're wondering where to kind of check that out, always check up like where your local city or towns like social medias are. I know in my town, I follow their like downtown area and just a lot of different like local businesses, and a lot of them are sharing how to support and like who's open still and who's doing no contact delivery and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know even our friend Susayer Hot Sauce is actually doing within the Chicago city area doing home deliveries.
Hmm.
So they you cut out the shipping fee if you really want hot sauce.
Nice.
So just a lot of places are trying to go above and beyond to make sure that one that they're still able to keep their lights on, hypothetically speaking, in some cases, because sometimes it's not like an actual storefront. But
Right.
also making sure that you yourself, if you are like self-isolating or quarantined, or you're just trying to get by and everything like everyone else seems to be doing, that you're comfortable. And that's something we all need to do at this time, is just to make sure everyone's chill and like working through it as best as we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Um, God, I didn't even think about just like getting some hot sauce delivered.
Yeah, I saw it and I was gonna message Kyle because I am down in my loop radio station a couple times a week, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Can you
can
drop
you
off some
throw
hot
me
sauce?
some?
I I mean, we so our last episode we put out an ad for them, so this isn't another ad. We just like legit
We just
like
really like it.
their
But
hot
also,
sauce.
if you let us know how you liked the ad, because we don't know. But
Yeah. Also, we're not getting any money for it. It's just like
it was just a experiment. So if you
yeah.
guys like it, I mean, obviously, if you saw on Twitter, we asked like about a month or so ago what kind of
Oh,
ads,
jeez,
if
yeah.
any, you would like to see. Because I know listening to podcasts I listen to, it's like the same shit, and I'm like, I don't need to buy a $30 fucking toothbrush every month. I go to the dollar store and I
I
get a
mean, they
dollar store Colgate toothbrush and I call it a fucking day.
are you talking about Quip?
Yeah, quick.
So you only spend the money once. Listen, I got
Like,
Quip.
still
I was
though.
like, I would
Oh
like
my
this. I want to
god.
try it. And so I actually
I mean,
did
does it live
like
up to the hype?
yeah, I like it.
Okay,
I did also have a friend that got one too. Uh Dashni says Soothsayer is the best hot sauce, and that is correct.
that is correct.
Um yeah, I heard it from the ads, but I also had a friend that got Quip, so I was like, all right, she recommended it, I'll go ahead and get it. And then just like you get you can get like a year supply like booked. So it's like you only pay once, and then for a year they'll send you replacement toothbrush heads and toothpaste. So like I don't buy toothpaste anymore because it just gets shipped to me just at the right time, and it's like pretty consistent. Like I get it, and I'm like, oh my god, I just ran out of toothpaste. So it's like you actually get it at the right time. It's not like you're like, oh fuck, I gotta wait for this new toothpaste.
Anyway, so it seems like Quip is going to be our next sponsor, whether y'all like it or not.
Here's the thing, and I doubt I don't know if any of our listeners know about like getting sponsors and all that, but like there's a couple different ways you can get a sponsor. One is like you sign up for affiliate links or ambassador links. I think usually it's ambassadors, which are just like regular people that like like you or I could go to a website and say we want to be an ambassador for your company. They give you a special link that then links to their store. You then do whatever you want, and if they use it, then you get like a little bit of a kickback. And so it's like really kind of a not a pyramid scheme, but like isn't it though?
A
But
little
also
bit.
not. I am
Listen,
an
we're not like my friend who's selling celery juice on her Instagram though for a pyramid scheme.
celery juice seems like one of the easiest things to make yourself.
I know.
I feel like if you just bought celery and then
Juice
squeezed
it.
it real hard, like you get that. Stay off Instagram, kids. So, for example, I am an ambassador for Moment lenses, which are like the camera lenses I use on my phone. Um, and I haven't really posted about it too much. Like if I if I did, like if somebody went to it, I would make like 10% off of whatever they bought using my link. But like, I don't need the money. I just like signed up for it. And I was like, oh, we could do this with Emo Social Club and like make an ad for it. And then like, if anybody did buy something using that link, it would go towards Emo Social Club. You know, like I don't need the
Like the
money,
general fund.
but like the general fund for us. But it's also like, okay, are we going to create an ad? Are we going to post an ad in our episodes? Because like, who cares? Who is like, we are independent. We are just us two. We're sitting in our homes, like just recording an episode, hanging out with friends or whatever. And do we really need to advertise on that? But when you start to get into like the bigger world of podcasting and when people are advertising, it also just brings like a sense of legitimacy to it that shows that like, hey, these people take it seriously. A lot like if you're in a band and you can say we sold this many records or we sold this many tickets, it's the same idea. Is like, does your band actually have an income to it? Like, can you prove that you are selling records, selling merch, selling
Right. If there's
tickets?
like press releases and like,
Yeah,
any like alt press or like rock sound articles. So like legitimize it
yeah,
basically.
and it
And I mean,
shows.
even like small podcasts that I've listened to that I'm like, you definitely just recorded this like on your phone, which is no judgment. You do what you got to do. Um, Trust me, I know as
Yeah,
an audio student for the last like 7 years, I get it.
yeah,
But you can listen to that and you're like, this doesn't even have the best sound quality, but you have the advertisers, therefore it just legitimizes you. Even
yeah,
if it sounds like you know what the fuck you're doing.
yeah.
Even if your ad has a bunch of pop peas, which drives me fucking insane, it legitimizes you.
Yeah, it really does. It's just showing like whomever else would want to invest in your product, in what you're creating, and give you the opportunity to create while also making some amount of money. At the very least, for us, it would be like, hey, we didn't spend all of our money on everything. Uh, we now have some income to like cut the
It could,
costs of
right. And
hosting
it
it.
could even be that, God willing, whenever we get back outside, we can do events. If we make enough of that income to say like host, like rent out a space to do like a panel and like a
Mm,
live stream or something, we can do that and not, and hurt ourselves financially at the
yeah,
same time too with certain things. Because renting on event space is expensive, even
yeah.
though we know people who could, maybe get us a discount or something. It's still expensive, and then food and snackies, and
You gotta
everything.
bring
Snackies are important.
You gotta have snacks. No
I don't
one's
know
gonna
if I
come to
could.
your event if you don't have snacks.
Yeah, like that's just how it is. Like you
Yeah,
need either drinks or snackies or both. And if
yeah.
you don't have either, then fuck. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Then fuck.
You're fine. I mean,
Yeah.
so TLDR, what kind of ads would you want us to necessarily have? Do you want us to be like going down the road of like, listen to this band's album if their their press, their PR person okays it, or if they're independent they okay it, or would you want to hear about like local creatives doing whatever they're doing? Because a lot of people around here, which is our DIY, so we don't have to really go through too much of a corporate entity,
Mm.
depending on who they are. So if we have that ability, we can definitely do it. And we don't want to basically be putting out something that you guys just do not want to hear for
We are
30 seconds. We're trying to keep it short too. We don't want to do like a whole 2 minute thing about brushing your teeth.
yeah. And we're also not like we don't need the money. We are happy to do trades. Uh
Yeah, we do tradesies.
as
If you
a
if somebody can help us with graphics or something, and we like
yeah.
get like, I can make you a really sick audio commercial that if you just want to use it on your own, I'll make it for you. That's fine. I made a whole audio resume so you can listen to that. You like, I can do that for you. That's fine.
We
If
will
we
use
trade
our
these.
skills for your skills. It
If it
is
if it makes you feel better, if you want some weird audio thing done, that last audio doc that I posted about Emo Night, my professor first of all gave me an A on it after he said he doesn't give full A's. Second of all, said that if I shorten it and I make it more like more localized, so cut out Emo Night LA, which would suck. We could probably pitch it to NPR as a piece. So I just want you to know that's how good my editing's.
that is awesome to hear.
Right?
That's really cool.
That's really sick, actually. I might have to just change the angle now that we're all inside, but I mean, still, I think that's
So what are emo nights like when you live indoors always and forever.
Literally. Did anybody go or have attended any of like the emo versus pop punk or emo night Thursdays online yet and see how those have worked out, or emo night LA even? Please respond.
Please respond. Please clap.
Please talk.
Uh, yeah, and that's another. I know we're kind of jumping around to topics right now, and that's just our lives. Because
It's a quarantine.
I don't know, the amount of time I've spent talking to other people this week has been very minimal.
The
Uh,
only time that I talk to people extensively now is if coronavirus is the topic, and
yeah,
is Pritzker Lightfoot doing a presser right now? Are we rolling on it? That's it. Okay,
yeah.
that's my
uh,
extent.
which is why I'm fine jumping around in topics because we're not going to jump to those, and
Oh
we're just
God.
going to enjoy communicating as
Unless
two people.
unless you're suddenly gonna have a Lightfoot cutout pop up behind your bedroom,
I am
Brian.
not. I
Okay, good.
am not going to have that. Dashni says I did a few of them with emo versus pop punk. I jumped into the first Sunday one that Buckley was doing just to kind of check it out. I was literally like about to pass out in bed. Like I was laying in bed, just like had my phone in front of me, and that one was on Instagram, which is really like an interesting place to stream because you can see as people enter the room, and I hated that because it's like you see this person enters the room and they go hi, and you're like, oh fuck, I was gonna leave because I'm like about to fall asleep, but I just wanted to like see how it's going and see how you're doing it. Just that's out of my own personal curiosity as somebody who has a streaming setup. Like, how are other people doing this? Like, how are other people figuring out like this thing to do now? And so I listened to it for a little bit, and I know that now he's not able to do it on Instagram anymore.
Because of copyright of all the songs.
Yeah. So as a heads up for anybody who is potentially thinking of streaming or has already been streaming, yeah, you can't play copyrighted music on public like streams. Like that's just not allowed. I was actually looking at Twitch's terms of service, thinking about what if we did a karaoke event on Twitch, and any channel you do it on is going to be like, yeah, if you use copywritten music that you yourself don't own, then we can shut down your stream. We can like block your profile. Uh, they record like all the episodes are recorded, like so whatever we're doing on Twitch right now is probably going to be recorded on Twitch, so you can watch it back later if you want. Um, so it's like you are going to have that muted or it's going to be deleted or whatever. You're not going to be able to have that stuff living kind of in perpetuity. Like people can go back and check it out. So all of that to me just says, why would you do that? Like you can't gain anything like from streaming it live on any of these platforms. So I know he moved it over to Zoom.
Yeah,
Uh,
that says here, she hated IG too. I also at the same time I tried it and it was just weird to me. I still felt like I was like alone at beauty bar,
yeah,
like just waiting for someone that I know to come up and talk to me because I didn't know what to do. Because it seemed like everyone who had their squad like mutually agreed we're gonna be in here chatting, and it was
yeah,
kind of weird because I can't see anybody. And if I saw somebody, I could probably be like, "Oh, that's you," because I don't know everybody's username either on
yeah,
Instagram,
true.
or sometimes even on Facebook. I just know they're like, "Hey, it's that person." Like that's it. That's just the nature of how we live.
hmm
But the Zoom one, I wasn't there for that. But Destiny said that you can see everybody because everyone had a video up and people were dancing, and when Buckley calls for shots or whatever, people were doing it and
hmm
actually interacting, which I feel some people were could be bummed about because if people are in their PJs or whatever. But I feel that enough people who go to beauty bar kind of regulars, I don't think people would really give a shit, to be 100% honest.
Yeah, I'm sure no one is really upset about it. I guess there's a couple different ways of thinking about it. Like if you're streaming it, like we're streaming right now, but it's like we're basically talking to each other, and Dashni is also here. And hi, Dashni, we love you. But it's like if you are streaming on a like live platform like an Instagram or a Twitch or something like that, and you're playing music, and it's like trying to bring in that like community thing of everybody at beauty bar, it's not going to be the same thing even in Zoom, even in live, like whatever, it's just not going to be that. But I do think that like Zoom gets you closer to that because everybody can at least interact, but you're missing out on that opportunity for everybody to then join the to then join the community. Like if I was just browsing around on Instagram, it's like, oh, I'll just go to that. But now I have to like take the extra step of like joining that Zoom call and like going to check it out from there. Which I think is just like that's just the thing. Like it is what it is. You're not going to be able to do a DJ set online in that way. Um, I don't really know the solution for that. I do think that Zoom is probably the
The
best
best way.
opportunity. I will also here's a story you may or may not have heard, which I think is really just you know people who are bored finding a way to ruin it for everyone else.
Love
Um,
it.
so Zoom as an app uh, has a lot of features that are kind of like more open by default. So anybody can kind of find Zoom calls and join them.
Yeah.
So this happened at I think it was this past Sunday on the Zoom call. Basically, a lot of people were able to hijack the Zoom call because of how all the options are public, and they went in there and shared offensive comments, offensive photos, offensive. They were just chatting, like yelling on the stream, very offensive things. So
Wasn't that a classroom Zoom, I thought?
that was also that. So it's been happening to a lot of people, and it's because this actually comes from Philip DeFranco on YouTube. He was reporting about how like a lot of different Zoom calls have had this issue. So if you are using Zoom, if you're having like Hangouts on Zoom, if you're doing anything on Zoom, make sure you go to your settings and like our call right now, I have it set up that you can't enter it without using a password or having an account on Zoom. So even if somebody did find this call and like tried to hijack it, they wouldn't be able to because they wouldn't know the password and all that because you're the only one that knows the password. Suckers. So, uh,
Excuse me?
not you. Everybody else is
No,
suckers.
I'm just I I
The
don't like
voice.
that. I don't like that. That's
um,
almost as bad as the dabbing.
I'm not gonna dab on stream. So,
Okay.
uh, yeah, just recommend to everybody to at the very least like check your settings, make sure that you're not like, letting that happen because nothing like it of people just trying to fuck around on people are like stressed out, they're just trying to hang out with their friends, they're trying to do something for fun, and it's like how can I ruin that for everybody? And
It's
that's
literally people who are just bored at home trying to be edgelords. So basically,
way
it's incel culture.
way too
People do
many edge lords. Way too
People do it.
many free times. I am very nervous about how much free time is currently available on our planet.
I
it's
literally
it's
have
the
no
most
idea what to do.
it's the most concerning thing.
I'm
um
pretty happy that I started class again, even though it's one class, because the whole week and a half that I didn't have class, I didn't know what the fuck to do when I wasn't at work.
yeah. I do want to shout out a couple other people that have been streaming. Well, I don't need to shout them out because honestly, they're doing much better than we are. So it's not like, oh hey, you should go check out these like tiny streamers. It's like no, their channels are doing very well. We have a friend, it's Gemma Edwards on Instagram. I'm not sure what her Twitch name is, but I'm sure you can find if you go to her Instagram. It's Gemma J. Nope, Gemma Edwards, Edwards. Got that one right. Um, she is a emo DJ out of the UK, and she has been DJing live on Twitch a few times. And she also had the issue of like getting takedown on Instagram um, for copywritten content. So she started doing it on Twitch, and I think she's doing it just fine. She hasn't gotten hit with it on Twitch, but she's also playing video games and stuff in the meantime. So you should definitely check her stream out if you're looking for something to watch. And then Emo Night LA has been doing streams too. So if you're looking for emo music jams, I know they're at least doing it and not getting taken down. So hopefully all of these people get to keep doing their DJ streams and playing the music. So yeah, hope that continues. But if you're looking for some places that are trying to do it and are hopefully not getting it taken down, also there's like a really high probability that like Emo Night LA has like the express written consent of the artist to play it,
Yeah,
since they're
but
like
they have
friends with all of
multiple
them.
artists, like, yeah, coming through. So
Yeah, it's possible that they have that flexibility. If you don't know how to find Emo Night LA, it's just Emo Night LA.
it's literally the
And
easiest
I'm
way.
I'm
It's
gonna
what it
tell
is.
I'm gonna tell the people that I'm jealous. I'm gonna tell the people what I'm thinking about. So they you can get domain names of just your name.tv. So I think I'm gonna get us emosocialclub.tv. I'm like really thinking about it. It's not super expensive, but it's also not as cheap as like emo social. Like we can get emosocial.club for 99 cents.
Oh my god.
I'm only saying that one up front because I'm like, hey, if you want it, like go get it. Like I don't care. Like we don't need that website. Like go have it. Who gives a
Yeah.
shit? Um but yeah, I was real bored the other day on GoDaddy.com, just like what do some websites cost?
Oh my god.
So you might be seeing emosocialclub.tv coming up real soon. I don't know. I like
Is that the vibe y'all are looking for?
it's kind of the thing I'm looking for. It's the vibe we want. It's the vibe we
I mean,
desire.
it could definitely be the vibe.
It's the vibe we. It's not the vibe we deserve, but it's the vibe we need right now.
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So, those are two places you can go listen to music. Obviously, unless you have your own playlist, because that's as somebody who
That's what it's
DJs emo
like.
music, it's like it's basically just our playlist. It's just our playlist. I just put it
Except
together in an
yours,
hour
because
and play.
you would just play the 1975 if you could.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
1975, Pale Waves, Joji, probably some 21 Pilots, and Bring Me the Horizon would be
You
all I
would,
would play.
you would literally just be a Lala DJ from 2019.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I would literally just be playing 2019's Lala. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, dude. I would.
Yeah, that's what you would be. You would be
Yeah.
so nice. Be like, guys, you remember Lala last year? Well, here's Brian to show.
Fuck, man. Uh, let's not talk about Lala anymore, though. We already. I stepped off of that conversation because I really didn't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyway, so everyone stay inside so we can see My Chemical Romance again at Riot Fest in September. Thank you.
so like if there is one reason to stay indoors, you
It literally,
absolute motherfuckers. My
even for you guys who don't listen to My Chemical Romance, you should show fucking solidarity for your friends.
it is first of all wild if you don't that you miss this one band that has like
Even if
blown
you
up.
like a one song, which is Welcome to the Black Parade, which is what
Even
one
if
of my friends told me, even if it's that one, please fucking sign.
I need you to do it for the culture, because you need to understand that this is bigger than just a few emos. This is bigger than just a riot fest. This is a change to our entire culture that was set to happen before this change to our culture. So
It's a
like
cultural reset.
yeah. So like
And you know what we need right now? A cultural reset.
we need a cultural reset to 2005. Bring us back to '05, where nothing bad happened except for the Iraq War and
And the 9/11 fallout. That's a really good. And the recession.
and
Okay, they this.
yeah, okay. So
All right.
anyway, I guess
We
bad shit's
lost
been
this.
happening for a long time.
Maybe like if you were a teenager and it wouldn't impact you too much until like you were out of college. So as long as you were like a teenager during the time, you might have been okay. Maybe. Depending.
So
I don't
not
know.
me.
I don't know. I was a child, a literal child.
uh, I am yeah. So anyway, I'm old as fuck.
But hey, did anybody see Metro Chicago has been posting a lot of throwback shows that they've had in films for
Huh.
like from like the last few decades, and they posted a few nights ago Fall Out Boy playing Metro in 2003,
Huh.
which is like all just like take this to your grave and
Yeah.
like meet me with your girlfriend. And I lost my mind. I'm like, if I was cognitive enough at 8 years old to know that this
Yeah.
would be a vibe, I
2003.
doubt that but very much doubt they would have let me and my parents in. Maybe my
If
parents,
you
because
were,
my
yeah,
parents
if
were
you were
pretty young.
under parental supervision.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, my parents were pretty young, somewhat hip, I guess, at the time.
Yeah. 2003, I was still in the boat of I hate Fall Out Boy because I
Maybe, maybe.
had friends in high school that were signed to Fuel by Ramen, and I was like, yeah, fuck all these bands, fuck all this shit, I hate this shit. I'm like super cool and edgy, and I hate it. And now I'm like, oh, I missed out on a lot because I could have gone to like that shit and just like had a good time, but I was just like, no, that's not my thing, man. I like this, and I like metal, and I like hardcore, and I'm
Oh
like into that.
God.
And I was like just listening to the Used and my chem. So it's like, all right, cool, dude. Yeah, you're
Like, cool
super
story,
hardcore.
bro. Chill, yeah.
Yeah, I
And then the
realize
actual
myself
like
now.
metalheads who were like, yeah, Metallica were like, I could beat you up.
Yeah, I fucking hated Metallica even then.
Okay, good. We're on the same page.
Like I liked.
Unless anybody looks, oh, I'm sorry, Dashni. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
born in '94,
Oh my
so
god.
I was in second. I skipped a grade in first grade, so I was in second grade when 9/11 happened. So I should have been in first grade when that happened. I was like six,
Oh my god.
I think. Yeah, I was like 6 or 7.
Oh my god. I'm gonna make I think we should go and make some movie and TV and other stuff Rex at the end of this. But I do want to mention that I was watching the movie Eighth Grade. The
Oh my
boat.
god, it's so
It is
good.
really good. It is
I
very
have
different, but
one
it's
friend.
really
I
good.
have one friend who hates eighth grade, and he walked out in the middle of it
Oh my
with
god.
his friend.
It
And
is
me
a
and my friend
very
were sitting
different
there.
movie.
Like,
It's
I mean,
very weird.
you have to like the indie coming of age movie, which
Yes.
I love that type of movie. So I vibe with it, and my one friend and his friend walked out like 20 minutes into it. I'm glad we took separate cars, and they just straight up left, no communication about anything.
Wow.
And we still give him shit about it, rightfully so, because
Yeah.
it is a great movie. And his response was, "I guess I wasn't bullied enough to understand."
I mean, okay, fine.
I
Uh,
guess. I don't know what's that like. Someone tell me. I actually do have a lot of friends recently tell me they weren't really bullied. I'm like, I don't like
I
proud of you.
I was only bullied by my friends, which I guess tells you a lot. So,
Oh, Brian.
the only thing I'll say about that movie now, and we'll make more recommendations later. Um, the only thing I'll say about it is that like there's one scene where they're talking to her about like how old she was when she got like Snapchat and Twitter and like all this stuff. And I like, okay, well let me now think back when I first got Snapchat. That was after college. That was like a couple years after college. Uh, didn't use it. Fucking hated it immediately because it was made for younger people. Um,
Oh my
and then it's
god.
like, oh, you grew up with Twitter. Like you had Twitter when you were like in middle school, and like you're experiencing Twitter like that. You're experiencing Instagram in middle school, and I
In
was like,
real time.
in real time, and I'm like, yeah, I signed up for like Twitter when it first became available, like back in college, like
And then
08 or
never
whatever.
used it.
I used it a lot back then, but that's because I was a drunk college student.
Oh.
Uh, and Instagram I used like right away because I was like, oh yeah, I get this, I like it. But um, yeah, I would acknowledge that like the idea of growing up with any of that social media when you were that young is unconscionable. Like I'm not a parent, and if I was to be one, if I were to become a parent, I'd be like, no, absolutely not. Uh, I don't want to prevent anybody from doing anything, but I certainly want to teach and give a lesson to children about like, yeah, just fucking don't. Like it's just bad. Uh, you've gone out again, so I'm gonna keep talking until you come back. Uh, I still am not on Twitter right now. I have a Twitter. I think probably some stuff gets posted on it from Instagram or from another thing, but I have I took it off my phone. I'm like I need some time away from this, especially right now, to just like just like reset my mental state. So I removed Twitter and I removed Facebook. I'm cool with Instagram, because I need something, and for the most part, like I only follow people that I know and care about and like actually want to see their updates. Whereas Twitter is like somebody can take somebody else's shit and repost it to you. Like the amount of times that I see somebody like just retweeting Trump and like giving their commentary, it's like we know he's an idiot. I don't need you to tell me he's an
I
idiot.
don't need you to give me another twist on how he is an idiot in
Right.
your eyes.
It's
Like
like
we get it. I understand. Everyone understands.
yes, like I have 100 sources every single minute of the day telling me the exact same piece of news about how someone is an idiot. I don't need it from all of these places. So I I have stepped away from Twitter for myself. I have stepped away from Facebook for the most part for myself. I've been posting a lot on Facebook just as like a hey, come to this stream that you're in. Hi everyone. Uh, here new episode when we post something like it's more for that now for me. Instagram is really like I'm interacting on Instagram. So I'm feeling much better mentally and just like get in the right headspace. Just doing that is like a major change for me. So I would definitely recommend that anyone under the age of 25 just uh stay off of this shit. It's just not good for you.
I
It's
mean, I
just so
know
bad.
like a lot of people who don't really use. I mean, my sister does, and she's 20, and but she only uses it like Instagram just for like stuff for her friends. So
Yeah.
it's very different. But also, like a lot of us have to use social media for jobs or like in general, and it's not fun. I don't
It's
like always
not.
having to get COVID updates every fucking day, but I can't walk into work and not know what's going on. It's
Yeah,
so
I know.
draining. It's so bad. But I remember having MySpace when I was a kid, and then it like went out of style 6 months afterwards.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, I think I
Cool
was like
cool flex,
12.
Lizzie.
I think I was 12,
Fuck
and then
that.
Facebook became popular.
Yeah, that was my freshman year of college was when
Oh,
Facebook started to come up. And I
oh,
held out because I was like, nah, I'm too popular on MySpace. And
oh my
then
god!
I wasn't, by the way. I just like had like
You just thought you did,
it was like the same group. It's like, oh, I've
my
got
boy.
my community on MySpace. I don't want to move over to a new community on Facebook. And then that was back when it was only for colleges too. Like you had to have a college email address, and it came to colleges as it was like expanding.
If
So
nobody knew about how Facebook started, just watch the Social Network movie. It's fine.
yeah. Also, if you don't know how Facebook started, oh my god,
I don't know where you've been. I mean, are you just posting anti Zuckerberg hate just because you think it's edgy? Read up on it.
read up on it. He deserves your hatred, but like you got to know why you're doing it. Um, yeah. So that was college. That was college. And also I miss MySpace a lot.
I know it tried to come back when I was working press at Riot Fest. God, like probably 4 or 5 years ago, when I was at my college radio station, my undergrad, and we were talking to this woman who was there, and we were like, "Oh, what press outlet are you for?" She's like, "MySpace," and I was like, I literally dead ass asked this woman, "Is that still a thing?" And I thought she was about to hit me,
Oh my god,
but it's a legitimate
it's a
question
legitimate question.
because that's when they were trying to like rebrand it big time, like a handful of years ago,
Yeah.
and that was like their like fall campaign was to like reactivate it, and I was like, you know what, I give you props for trying, but I still don't see MySpace out there as like
Yeah.
really legitimate anything. I don't even know what it does now.
Nothing now. They that's like trying to be like, oh, I'm writing an article for Pure Volume. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. Like, you're gonna want to keep your resume posted. You're gonna want to get on some recruitment websites just in case, because I
Yeah.
don't think this MySpace gig is gonna work out for you in
In
I
the
don't know
long run.
whatever year this was. Um, so let's talk for a little longer about our recommendations for things to do and keep you busy, and anything we've done so far over this couple weeks, and then we'll just end the episode because that's what we do. We do about an hour.
Yeah.
Um, I don't have anything to say about Tiger King because everybody's already said enough about Tiger King.
I
Uh,
haven't watched it,
oh, you
so
gotta watch it. All right, let me say something about Tiger King.
okay,
I watched it all in a day. I watched the first like 10 minutes and I said,
okay.
"We're finishing this entire season, this entire series today." Like it is the most amazing thing, and I don't mean like amazing as like this is a very good thing. I mean that it is the most incredible series of events that I have experienced to my face.
Oh my
like
god.
like I saw somebody made like a chart, um, and it was like this chart shows you just how fucking crazy it gets, and you're like, oh, this is what it's about, and then it goes up by like 100% from there. So like, it's nonsense. It is complete nonsense. It is the most beautiful thing I've ever watched. So I heavily recommend it to you. You could hate it, but also that's like kind of part of
I
the
feel like
joy.
I've seen enough tweets to know that it's so chaotic and like the different like theories of who did what
Yeah,
that like I feel like I need to watch it just so I understand fully.
yeah, you
But
do.
also at the same time, I'm like I'm still struggling to actually like sit down and like watch like not BS TV. Like I just go downstairs and I'll make food. And I'll just watch like HGTV or ID channel or like TLC and just not
Yeah,
think
fair.
about it because that's just the type of TV I usually watch because I'm usually so on the go.
Yeah.
But last night I did binge watch the last like 6 episodes of Glow at
Okay.
like 1 a.m. and I finished at 3:30 and I'm texting my one like the only one of two friends that I know who watch Glow at like 2:30 in the morning and he has a normal 9 to 5 work from home. I'm like, why aren't you responding to me? This is important. And then I like realized what time it was. Oh, it's 3 o'clock in the
All
fucking
right.
morning. Oh, I
All right.
see. Like,
Time is a
okay.
construct, but we are not all understanding it in the same way right now.
Exactly.
Oh.
So if you guys like feminist deconstructing 80s stereotypes, women's wrestling that is very chaotic, watch it.
It is pretty good.
It'll definitely have you like scream. Like I just was like screaming like what the fuck. A lot of times it's great. I've also finally started season 3 of Castlevania, and I think I got through like 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
So it's quick to get through the first season because it's only like 3 fucking episodes. But it's good if you like it's animation. So if you also like vampires and gore, because there's a lot of it, definitely watch it. I really like it. It's the only few like an- I don't want to say anime because it's not anime. It's one of the fewer things that are in that kind of subcategory that I do watch
But also, if
next
you
to
like
Attack on
anime,
Titan. Mm.
also
But I
if you
also
like
watch
anime,
Attack. I also like watch Attack on Titan because I like the gore.
yeah.
So that's and
Uh,
Sailor Moon just because of Sailor Moon. But that's where I
because you
cap it
like the
off. I don't
gore.
watch anything. I like the gore. But that's where we cap it off. We don't do any more. I'm not a weeb.
Okay. If you like Glow, I'm gonna recommend this the show Community, which
Yes.
Allison Brie is on, and it just today, I didn't know this until earlier today, just came out on Netflix. It was on Hulu. It's been on Hulu for years. And I was just recently we were watching it here, and then I saw the notification from Dan Harmon, creator of Rick and Morty and other stuff, and he like posted like, "Oh yeah, Community's on Netflix today." So watch Community. It is a sitcom type show, but it is like it just breaks down all the tropes of sitcoms and movies, and it has a lot of different like themes and motifs throughout the seasons. It is one of my favorite shows ever. It is super funny, super creative. The directors of it, two of the directors that work on the show, are the Russo brothers, who also worked on Arrested Development and directed Captain America: Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War,
God.
Avengers, Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame. So like two of the most profitable movies of all time were directed by two guys that worked on this show. So you'll
And
see a lot of
also,
that.
Joel McHale is on it post Soup. If you guys ever watch E News,
Oh, he
watch
was he was
Soup or the
during Soup. That
OG.
was mid
Is
Soup.
that what Phil during the
It was
Soup?
mid Soup. It's Donald Glover pre
Of Childish
big Childish Gambino
Gambino.
because he was doing Childish Gambino at the time. Chevy Chase is on it.
Yeah.
Ken Jeong.
Again, Allison Brie's on there too. Yeah, Kim Jong before. Was
Yeah,
that before Hangover or after Hangover?
that was pre-Hangover.
Yeah.
So this was like one of his like first big things ever, and then he got
And, it,
cast in Hangover.
and if you ever gone to community college, like I went to community college,
Oh
so
yeah,
I watched it when I was in community college.
yep.
It like vibes because everything they
It's
say it's really relatable.
it's real relatable. There's also like, cause just rewatching it now, I'm like, oh, who directed this episode? One of the directors of one of the episodes is legitimately a director of Fast Five, I think. Like
Stop! I think that.
like literally, and like it's one of like these like action episodes they do, and it's like, yeah, okay, this feels like a Fast and Furious episode.
Anyway, guys, what's your favorite Fast and Furious movie?
Oh my god, watch the whole fucking series. That movie
You have
series
time now to do
is
it.
that movie series is golden. It is brilliant. I watched the first movie recently and was like, this series is mind-blowingly good, except for 2 and 3, and then you get back to like 4, and then you get to like 5 and 6 and 7 and
You
8.
mean Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
Was that 4 or 5?
I think that was 3, and then there was Fast and Furious, and then there was Fast 5, Furious 6. I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter.
I know.
They're all great.
It doesn't matter. It's all, well, I know I think I saw the last recent one with my family because my family's a big like Fast and Furious. I never got into it,
Yeah.
but we would go and see Fast and Furious in the movie theaters. And I think I saw the most recent one, or maybe it was that Will Smith one that just came out about the cars. Bad Boys 2. I saw Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
I think I also saw the other recent Fast and Furious because it was chaotic.
Yeah.
And now then Diesel and The Rock have like fucking superpowers. I think they just said, fuck it. We have fast cars and we can do what we want.
100%. And that is why it is so good. Like, yes. Hey, this doesn't make any sense. Exactly. Why are you questioning it? Enjoy
I even remember
the ride.
my brothers and my dad talking with me, and they're pretty much like, if it's like it's just a traditional action movie, they're into it. But my dad was even like, this kind of getting ridiculous because now they have like superpowers. And like, how did they do that? I'm like, all right, listen, I think at this point, as much as I'm questioning it too, we have to accept this craziness.
Just accept
Let them
it.
roll. They have all the money in the fucking world. They are literally at the point of fuck you, I do what I want. And good for them. Good for them. I don't know what else to say.
100%.
Except for Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez can do no wrong in my eyes.
Dude, she's like
yeah, I understand. She's also, I understand. But in the Fast and Furious movies, she could do no wrong.
Okay.
In that specific position of
in that
life,
one role that
in
she
that
has
one
done.
role, she could do no wrong. Yeah, if you really just want to zone out and just have like mindless fun, Fast and Furious movies are perfect for that. Yeah. What else have you watched? I've watched a lot of stuff. I started rewatching.
Yes to the Dress, like without.
Fair.
Every Saturday they have like the new episodes, and it was just like a rerun marathon.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's go. Usually, I still have to work in the news on Sunday morning, so I got to go to bed by like 5, 6 o'clock on Saturdays.
Oh
so God. I'm like, yeah, say yes to the Dress all day.
Yeah. I started rewatching the Nolan Batman movies.
Oh.
Heath Ledger is still such a delight in Dark Knight, even though it like led to like, oh, we have to make Dark Knight. Yeah, it led to his ultimate demise. It led to everybody saying the best way of making a superhero movie now is to make it gritty and dark and violent and all this. And it's like, you kind of missed the point. You kind of missed all of the behind the scenes stuff, all of the bigger picture of what Christopher Nolan was trying to say with his movies and all that.
But also like Batman and his themes and undertones are so like pro establishment that a lot of people I feel like just do not comprehend or understand.
Yeah.
I mean, just watch what was the Batman with Bane. I don't remember what it was called.
Dark Knight Rises, which is not on any streaming services. Like you can find Batman Begins and Dark Knight on Netflix, but the Dark Knight Rises is not on there. So we haven't watched it yet, but I'm planning on just renting it from iTunes or something and watching it that way.
I mean, really, that's the whole dialogue of it. It's like you're pressing us and we should rise up, and everyone else is like, no, stay where you are, and everyone's like, yeah, Batman. I'm like, no, Batman's being a typical rich white man.
That movie is pro Wall Street and anti Occupy
because it was during
It's during
Occupy
Occupy Wall
Wall
Street,
Street,
and
and that's what
like,
they were saying. I'm sorry to burst every Batman fan's bubble, but please be
oh yeah,
real with yourself.
no,
Thank you.
Christopher Nolan is
That's why Superman's superior. I'm a Superman person.
okay. Hope you like Justice League, which I still won't like. Given all of the time and opportunity, I still refuse to watch any of the Justice League movies.
I haven't watched it. I'm talking more of like the old stuff and like the comic books. I haven't seen any of the fucking
Fine.
movies.
Um, good. But yeah, I would agree that the Nolan movies are very. Batman is very pro establishment, very pro all that stuff. So I would recommend watching it with that in mind now, like going back and like re-experiencing these things. Is like Batman Begins was kind of against that, but then like you see like how he becomes like
He
more
shifts.
he shifts. Yeah, he like Batman in the movies changes and the people change and the themes change and the dialogue changes and all that because Christopher Nolan like changed his process. He also had to remake the third movie or rewrite the script to the third movie because Heath Ledger died. So there's that as well. But it's interesting to like at least go back at this time and like experience it as something different. Um, I've been playing a lot of video games too, so I can't recommend too many like TV and movies because those are like outside of what I'm playing.
What you're doing?
Uh, I have never played an Animal Crossing game before, but I picked it
Wow,
up.
how?
I just never it never really interested me. It never passed
That was my
my
entire like 10 to 12-year-old's GameCube self.
so like you would probably enjoy this new one then,
I
I
know, I
guess.
just don't have a Switch.
And Switches are sold out everywhere.
I
Like
well, my sister got a Switch because her friend works at Walmart and got her the
uh
discount, but she will not share.
well, fuck that. Cuz you can't buy one now. Like everywhere is
No,
sold
I
out of
believe it.
Switches.
She got. I think she got the Animal Crossing, like the special edition one too.
Oh my god, I'll straight up murder her for it.
Oh my
I
god.
don't like okay, so I got it. I've been playing it. I enjoy it very much. And I don't need the Switch, but like the controllers like just look really I don't know, it's really nice.
No,
It's
it
a
looks
really
cool.
it's very aesthetically pleasing. Um so I've been playing that a lot. And then Persona 5 Royal came out yesterday as when we're recording this. And that's a 120 plus hour JRPG. So that is definitely going to fill my time. Um, yeah, I've definitely been more video game in my isolation than uh, TV or movies too much.
I was looking up different like certifications for like work and stuff because that's the only mindset I seem to have in life.
Fair.
So I'm just looking a bunch of like if you're looking to get like marketing or some type of like SEO search or anything, certificates during this downtime because these take a lot of fucking
Yeah.
time to do this. I'm finding out.
Google
Go to HubSpot,
AdSense.
yeah, or Google AdSense.
Facebook has one too. You can get certified for Facebook marketing as well.
There's yeah, honestly, if you what I did was I straight up Googled like best marketing, like free certificates.
Yeah.
Make sure you put free in there because they'll try to charge you for some of them. Don't do that. Get
Don't
the
be.
free
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
I do that, and then Adobe just released their entire certification like program for only $34
Oh
during
wow.
this time, which is usually like in the hundreds, I think.
Oh wow.
So it's a lot of money. So if you're creative and you're somebody who works a lot heavily in that and you utilize a lot of different aspects of Adobe, for $34, you can just get the certificate that's usually like a couple $100, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Kind of up yourself in the game. So when you put in still your Adobe CC, you can also put in your certification achievements that you are Adobe CC certified.
Yeah. A
It
lot
changes the
of
game.
that stuff is good for like the iPad and other apps too. It's not just like computers necessarily. So even if you don't have like a workhorse computer, if you do anything on your iPhone or your iPad, you can still get certified. I'm assuming. Just like
Oh yeah,
fuck it, just get certified. Who cares?
just do it. Just walk into your next job because probably a lot of you also got let go of your jobs and be like, hey, first of all, how'd you treat all your employees, especially part time during
Yep.
coronavirus? Second of all, look at my nice certifications. You gotta fucking hire me now. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that's what we're all supposed to do after this. That's the vibe I had
It
at
is
this
the
point.
correct vibe. I also like you mentioned earlier that a lot of people are looking for like digital employees now because everybody has to shift over to this new way of working, that you can't do the same traditional marketing. You can't do the same. Like now everybody has to have a stream. Everybody has to have a YouTube video presence. Everybody has to have an Instagram live presence. So it's like, yeah, if you're one of those things, like you should get certified in it. You should go on LinkedIn or whatever job search you do, find someone, say, hey, just checking, how have you treated your employees now during this crisis? And then if they have said, oh, we had to let a lot of people go, you say, I'm listening, but I am also applying elsewhere.
I'm also very disappointed, and I will voice that reason. If I accept to be hired here, if this was my only option,
Mhm.
I will complain about it the entire time.
Oh, you have the right to complain to your employers at all times. Don't
Oh,
ever be afraid to complain to your employers about how they treat you or how they treat their employees while you work there or after you work there.
I have
Uh,
100% been doing that the last 6 months at
yeah.
my old job that I used to have at my radio station. Um, and definitely don't be scared to get in people's faces, especially in media and entertainment. I mean, I work in radio, so I've talked with a lot of people outside of it who say the radio's still stuck in the 80s when a lot of way it's run, and it is, which means it's very male dominated, or they do have women in charge, but it's kind of like the faux feminism type thing where
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm in charge and I like work with other women, but also like if there's any other women who want to come up within the company or like try to take my position that I have, we're not going to do that. We're just going to kick them out and do what we need to do. And that's just the reality of it, which sucks. So definitely get in people's faces. Because that's the only way you're going to get answers. That's how I was able to make my way into the morning show producer room a handful of times.
Yeah.
And do that before I got let go. So even if it's a little bit, I'm just saying, be aggressive and be nice about it until they give you a reason to not be nice.
I'm so upset for you too about all
I'm really mad. I'm really
that.
mad.
Yeah.
I actually called my boss on Monday because I felt bad because I thought I was like a real bitch to him. Because I ended up just getting really quiet and then I just hung up on him because I was gonna go off and say something mean, which it's not his decision to do all this. It's way higher up than him.
Right. Right.
And I called him back on Monday and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. He asked me how, my promo kids were doing. And I said, well, you know, me in general too, just, some other people I work with, like, oh, this is kind of like a big slap in the face to a lot of us because a lot of us have worked here for more than a year, a couple of years, and dedicate a lot of time, and this is how we get treated, and we don't get to offer any alternatives. Like that, it's left a very bad taste. My boss was like, yep, I get it.
Yep.
That's fair. I understand.
That is correct.
That is correct. You are right. And I
Yeah.
mean, hypothetically speaking, I could go back if I wanted to after this all ends, but I would rather not at this
Heavy,
point.
heavy consideration when that comes up.
It's a big, heavy consideration. I know a lot of other radio stations did the same thing to their part-time employees too, so it's not like I could, in good faith or conscience, want to go to any other ones that even do the same position because a lot of those positions are part-time only. Even if it's a station maybe I listen to more than the one that I actually really worked at.
Mm.
But I mean, so it goes. My radio professor in undergrad told me always keep my resume updated because you can get fired at any time and you haven't worked in radio until you've been fired. So I officially work in radio now.
Congrats, but also that fucking sucks. You're cutting out again.
Anybody else?
Say that whole thing again because you cut out.
Oh yeah, no, I saw it came up. Yeah, if anyone works in radio and media, what's up? I do everything basically. So hire me. I'm in
Hire me.
Chicago. Please stop. Somebody hire me in Chicago so I stop looking at out of state jobs.
Yeah, guys. I need Lizzie to stay in state for this
I
podcast.
keep looking at jobs in Seattle and Washington State. Somebody please stop me.
Yeah. I mean, also like
it's very expensive there, so someone really please stop me.
Yeah.
Radio doesn't pay much.
But also, I mean, I haven't been to either of those places, but I would be interested in.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. Seattle's gorgeous. I would love to move to Seattle. It's very Chicago-like, except it's way more expensive, and there's an ocean there.
Interesting.
Yeah. They have one of the most largest coffee shops per capita, which I love.
And that's why you're looking at it.
Exactly.
God damn it. All right. We've done about an hour, so well, probably more now. Yeah, but anyway, do we want to say anything else before we close out? Does anybody have any comments for us before we close out?
Comments,
Uh,
concerns, questions,
yeah. Um, please make sure that you are getting your news from a reputable source.
please.
Uh, there's a lot of shit out there going on right now. There's a lot of questions. I don't think that there's a ton of answers. There are very limited amounts of information out there on the internet, and unfortunately, it's where we're hearing it all. Just pay attention to your local governments. Pay attention to the CDC's website. Um,
Pay attention to your local news organizations, like here in Chicago, like Black Club Chicago, or
mm,
just WGN, ABC, any WBEZ, WBBM, whatever, because those are going to be your most reputable and up to date on everything you're hearing. Don't listen to Karen in your city's Facebook
don't
group about what's going
fuck
on,
Karen.
and don't fucking call me at 6 in the morning at my radio station asking me about it, because I'm going to tell you that's fake news, and to stop listening to your friend Carol over there because she don't know what she's talking about.
And if Carol is like your mom or your dad or your friend or whomever, uh, and they're telling you like some fake shit, like please challenge them. Please stand up to people that are giving fake information. Uh, and I'm gonna say this when we go to vote this November, like please stand up to people that are just wrong. Like tell them where to find their correct resources. Tell them like what's wrong with their information, even if it gets you into an uncomfortable conversation. Like lean into the uncomfortable right now because we are all struggling with something that is not completely avoidable, but at the very least, if we had different people in charge, things could be very different. And it's because people believe all of this fake news, and all you need to do is just say, not everything you hear is true. Everybody's reacting. Everybody's posting out of fear. Everybody's posting out of stress. Like right now, what we need is like a spread of truth, a spread of information that is trustworthy, that is researched, and not just reacting and freaking out. We need a lot more of compassion and trust. And you can do that. You can have that impact on people around you and people in your life. So lean in, do it, be a source of positivity and love and compassion, and punch dumb idiots in the fucking face.
And check in on your friend.
And check in on your friends. Yeah, so that's our heartfelt live stream hangout episode. And we love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for coming to our TED Talk today. And from all of us here at the Emo Social Club podcast, I'm Brian.
And I'm Lizzie.
And goodbye. Hi, hi, hi. Yeah, goodbye, everybody. That was our episode. And we love you. And I'm going to stop streaming now. And Dashni for being our only person in the chat and hanging out with us this whole time.
Thank
I love you. And we'll catch you again soon.
When we can go.
And if you're still here, hit the follow button. It's up there somewhere. I don't know where it is, but
Somewhere.
Hit the follow button. We're trying to get enough followers to like get more shit on this. So yeah, thank you.